Okay, so I'm here with Brad Barnes, who just filed an arrest for the Fulton County DA.
Yes, sir.
Let's put Fani and Nikki in jail.
You've been intrusive into people's personal lives. You're confused. You think I'm on trial. These people are on trial for trying to steal an election in 2020. I'm not on trial, no matter how hard you try to put me on trial.
An Atlanta judge on Friday ruled that Fani Willis...
It's actually pronounced Fani. It's F-A-N-I, but you pronounce it Fani, a little French accent there. F-A-N-I, Fani. How do you pronounce F-A-N-I, Fani?
The Fulton County District Attorney could continue leading the prosecution of former President Donald Trump and his assorted motley crew in Georgia, but only if her former boo, Nathan Wade, withdraws from the case, which gives us an age-old decision. Do you pick love or do you pick your career, your future, a possible life-altering case? I have been in this situation. I think many of us have been in this situation. You know, your supervisor come in and say, if she comes to this job one more time, you fired. And then you have a decision to make. Look, the decision is actually pretty easy. Think about all that you've had to deal with that has followed this particular affair.
Mr. Wade visits you at the place you laid your head.
When?
Has he ever visited you at the place you laid your head?
So let's be clear, because you lied in this. Let me tell you which one you lied in. Right here. I think you lied right here. No. This is the truth, Judge. And it is a lie. It is a lie.
Ms. Willis? Mr. Sena, thank you. We're going to take 5 minutes.
If after all that's happened, you still want that old thing back?
He had experience in something else. You know that.
If you still find yourself in your moments of frustration, hiding from the press, still wishing you were cuddled up with Nathan Wade, then you, my friend, have found your one true love. And I say you pursue it with all of the passion that you pursued this case. However, if that's not how you're feeling about the situation, then the choice is career. You pick your career and you keep it pushing. And I want you to consider all things. I want you to consider, does he help you with the dishes? Does he share the remote? Now, I haven't really covered the ins and outs of this particular case because I haven't really covered the ins and outs of any of the cases involving Donald Trump. I'll reference them, but I don't really cover the day-to-day.
And then I got indicted a second time, and a third time, and a fourth time.
And you know why? Who all think Donald Trump going to jail? Show of hands. Who think Donald Trump going to jail? Okay, who all thinks that Donald Trump is going to be disqualified from the ballot? Now, I didn't say, should he go to jail? I didn't say, should he be disqualified from the ballot? I said, do you think it's going to happen? And I have no reason to think that's going to happen. I've had too many credible allegations and in some cases convictions when it comes to this man with little to no impact on him whatsoever. It's like I'm watching a serial drama and you're in the middle of season 3 in episode 10, and all of a sudden the perpetrator has the hero over the ledge, and it cuts to commercial, and you're like, oh, is he gonna drop him over the ledge? No, it's episode 10 of a 24 episode season in the middle of season 3. Like, why would I think anything's going to happen now? That's exactly how I've been made to feel about Donald Trump. There's only so many times that you can lie to me and say something's about to happen, unless you're Fox News. Apparently Fox News can lie for decades and people will still trust them.
How far down will the Biden regime allow our economy to fall before it breaks the bank on every single American?
In the meantime, we were watching something that you might have noticed in the corner of your screen here. The Dow has never been higher than this. That is a new record.
The economy is in an inflationary nightmare.
3.3% GDP growth in the fourth quarter, a incredible gangbusters employment number this past Friday. Inflation has been slashed.
Everything was better under Trump by every measurement, every barometer. The Dow closing at another
record high. It's 7th record of the year. He's bringing back Bidenomics. Now, of course, he didn't have much to say because there's very little good news on the economy to share.
Well, there is good news in the economy, Brett. I mean, inflation has indeed moderated. Growth has been strong. The stock market is hitting records.
It's as if the Biden administration burps out these statistics. Oh, everything's great.
The economy is not just good, it's great.
But it's only but so many times you can lie to me and say something's about to happen before I'm like, yeah, keep it pushing. Look, I'm not saying it's not important. I'm not saying he shouldn't go. I'm saying y'all know he ain't going. Y'all know ain't nothing happening. You know ain't nothing happening. Now, the ruling by Judge Scott McAfee of Fulton Superior Court split the baby between removing Willis for a conflict of interest and her full vindication. The judge sharply criticized her for dating Wade, whom she hired as a special prosecutor on the case, calling it, quote, a tremendous lapse in judgment. Well, we've all had tremendous lapses in judgment. I mean, we've all been there. You just usually only feel ashamed when you return to that particular grocery store or PTA meeting. Hey, I don't judge. Although the decision is a setback for Trump and his 14 co-defendants, likely leaving in place the DA who has been pursuing the case for more than 3 years, Willis emerges from weeks of embarrassing hearings.
Well, it's highly offensive when someone lies on you, and it's highly offensive when they try to implicate that you slept with somebody the first day you met with them, and I take exception to it.
All right, well, with a bruised reputation that could color views of a future jury, making convictions more difficult. Now, this is kind of a tough one because on the one hand, you would probably want for a fish this big in order to have all your ducks in a row, and any particular specific liabilities you have going into this case, you might want to go ahead and eliminate. At the same time, what exactly does her and Mr. Wade have to do with Trump's guilt or innocence?
I object to you getting records. You've been intrusive into people's personal lives. You're confused. You think I'm on trial. These people are on trial for trying to steal an election in 2020. I'm not on trial, no matter how hard you try to put me on trial.
What part of Fani Willis's nightlife has anything to do with how Trump behaved with regards to the 2020 election? Moreover, I don't think people are making up their minds on this particular case based on what Fani Willis and Wade did and where they did it and were they on vacation and who paid for the Victoria's Secrets. Oh no, that's Fredericks of Hollywood. Don't you dare disrespect me. I don't think anybody's making their decision based on that. I think first and foremost, they're making their decision based on how they feel about Donald Trump.
Yes, sir. Let's put Fani and Nikki in jail.
Okay. There we go. Maybe you can make that happen.
Whether or not this came out or it didn't, people would be looking for any and everything, any possible reason they possibly could to try and throw dirt on this particular case and muddy the waters. This is what it happens to be, but it's not like they wouldn't find one or invent one if this didn't come out in the first place.
Let's talk about Fani.
Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. We, all of Georgia, we are so embarrassed by this woman. We want her out of office. We're doing everything we can to get her out.
I want you to Google Marjorie Taylor Greene and affairs. Just go ahead and Google that. But I'm gonna give you a second. Pause the video if you have to. I want you to Google Marjorie Taylor Greene and affairs. The lack of self-awareness people show with regards to this, as if this isn't something that is so rife and rampant, not only in DA offices, but the politicians that have so many opinions about this particular issue. You know what, Marjorie Taylor Greene, I got something for you. No. I got something for you, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Stay tuned. It's dropping soon. Now, this all started back in January when Ashley Merchant, a lawyer for one of the defendants, charged in a court filing that Willis engaged in a clandestine relationship with Nathan Wade, a lawyer she hired to manage the prosecution. I actually gave my thoughts in a past episode of Street Politics. Let he or she who has not got Bay a job cast the first stone. We've all had our nose open before. But you get Bay a job working security. You get a job working at Panera Bread, not as lead prosecutor to take down the president. What part of that was like, let me do my mans a favor? Oh, he's good. He just needed an opportunity. Well, now he probably not going to get it because you both about to be thrown off the case. And how come it's always the boyfriend or girlfriend talking about all they needed was an opportunity? How come nobody else saw this talent? Huh? You the only one. You the only one, and you happen to have seen this talent. It might not have something to do with another talent they might have, huh? Because everybody else who's not being blessed with that other talent can't see this talent. Now, these charges were corroborated in mid-February when defense lawyers questioned Terrence Bradley, a former law partner of Wade, who also served as his divorce lawyer. He was 10 toes down on the stand. And then hundreds of text messages obtained by the New York Times showed that Bradley helped Merchant, the defense lawyer, to expose the relationship between the two prosecutors. I ain't seen nobody turn on a black man that fast since Clarence Thomas. I mean, what really was the point? What really was the point of sitting there and giving that fervent defense and trying to act like you solid when you know you release all the text messages that corroborated this affair in the first place? Like, you know, I'm a turn on him, but ain't gonna be no video. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a snitch, but I'll just make sure ain't no snitch receipts. Okay? I mean, I guess me sending the text is this snitch receipts. I should have rethought that. I probably should have rethought that. If you can't even trust divorce lawyers, then what exactly are we doing? And by the way, those who defend Fani Willis, one of the things they will say is that you have to find somebody for a case like this where Trump plays dirty and he's looking for any possible reason to squirm out and poke holes in the case. You have to find somebody that you trust 1,000%. And so if it happens to be somebody that you have a relationship with, then so be it. Fani Willis had the decision of trying to reach out and find somebody and just roll the dice that she could trust that person, or find somebody in Nathan Wade who she knew she could trust. Well, it's hard to poo-poo that defense when he's getting turned on by his divorce lawyer. But you know what? Y'all let me know what you think. Should Fani Willis stay on this case, or should she turn it over to somebody else to prosecute Donald Trump? Let me know in the comments, or of course you can always email me at reese.waters@gmail.com.